Gary. Paul.
Okay, injuries. Nick Perry is limited, TJ Bryant limited, Drew McAllister limited, Khalid Holmes limited, Michael Reardon was full, Mitch Mustaine limited, DJ Morgan limited, Xavier Grimble is out. As far as yesterday, unfortunately, just when we thought we were going to the opener, 2D pretty healthy, Abe hurt himself. It's just a freak accident with his foot. He'll have surgery probably within the next, probably tomorrow. He'll have surgery and probably be out 6-7 weeks. So it's unfortunate for him. He'd earned a scholarship, was doing extremely well for us, playing center and guard, was our backup center. And so hopefully we'll get him back. He does not have a redshirt year, so if he comes back, we would play him when he gets back. As far as practice, I think the stuff's getting a little bit old for them. You know, we were in our second week and running the same plays, which is probably good. I think we've done a good job as coaches of not getting bored ourselves and adding more plays. Just continue to run the same stuff. So we should have no excuse for not playing fast on offense, defense, and special teams as far as knowing what to do with all this practice time we've had towards Hawaii.
Does Reardon become the backup center at this point?
Yeah, Mike will be our backup center. He's played some in there, but we're going to have to get him ready to obviously focus more on center. He was more focused on guard as he was competing for a starting job there.
What's Khalid Holmes' status for the game? Has he been cleared to play?
I don't really know what that means. We don't have a status of cleared for play.
Okay.
You know, he was limited today.
He was limited. Okay. How do you feel about generally where the offensive line is at collectively?
Well, I think that they've done everything they can. Unfortunately, they've had a lot of days without everybody there, and so they haven't had a chance to really play together with the same guys in the same spots. So, you know, that hurts them that way. But it's not their fault. They've done everything they can. They've worked extremely hard. They've had a good camp for the guys that have been healthy and been there. So I think it'll be a work in progress as they continue to gel as a unit.
Does it concern you in terms of the running? You've talked about you really don't know what's going to happen, but with that particular group in the shape it's in, does that concern you in terms of the running game?
Yeah, it does, because we've not cut really, except for that day we did with the threes out there in the preseason game 2, I think. So, you know, we don't have any idea up there, and you know that's going to be a big question mark. Tackling on defense, holding onto the ball on offense, and how we play up front in the run game, because it's going to be pretty new for them.
Who does become the backup center if Reardon were to get dinged up again?
We would actually probably have to move Khalid inside, you know, if we had to go to a third and play another guy guard.
Where's Kyle Prater right now in the mix at receiver?
Yeah, Kyle has really had an up and down camp, just like spring. Works extremely hard. He's going to be a great player here for us. Probably the best hands on our team, catches everything. You know, after a number of conversations with him, his family, we're going to lean towards not playing him and possibly redshirting him this year. His competitive side wants to fight through that and go out there, but he's just not 100%. And, you know, we feel he's going to be so good when he is that, you know, we don't want to throw him out there when he's not 100%. So, but we're fortunate to have enough guys that hopefully we can do that and afford to do that at that position. And that way he can really get healthy, continue to get stronger, and look for a great career here starting next year.
Did you go over the captain's selections?
I did not. The captains are Stanley Havili, Matthew Barkley, Sharice Wright, and then there's 2 more defensive captains. It was going to be 2 and 2, but there was an exact tie with Michael Morgan and Malcolm Smith. So there'll be 5 captains.
What does it say about how the guys feel about Havili that he was involved in that incident before camp, and yet they still voted for him?
Yeah, and a ton of votes too. I think it says exactly what we felt when it happened. It was a surprise. You know, it was a very poor decision by him. One that is out of character for him being here a long time. What his players think about him, and like I said, all that stuff goes into the decision making as a coach. And if you recall back, players coming to me, including TJ, saying he needs to be on our team. He needs to be here, and that wasn't about because he makes plays. That was about who he is and how bad he felt and how he handled it, even that day right afterwards with TJ.
How many players are you going to take to Hawaii?
I don't know. I think it's. I think it was going to be 72, and now Abe's not going. So I think that we're taking 71.
It's not unusual for a quarterback to be a captain on a team, but it is somewhat unusual for a sophomore. What does it say about Matt's leadership, or how far it's come that they voted for him?
Yeah, and a true sophomore. And with a bunch of guys to vote for, there's a bunch of senior good leaders. Ronald Johnson, Alan Bradford, just to name a couple. I think that Chris O'Dowd. So for him to be named over those guys as a sophomore, it says about his work ethic, and that they've seen what he's done in this offseason. They've seen how he's changed his body, his approach to the game. He wants to be the best, and he's working that way.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you feel the team is right now? I mean, as far as you being satisfied.
Yeah, I can't tell. I don't have enough to evaluate that to make a grade or give a number on that, because we haven't simulated a game, and so I think they've worked hard. I think their attitude's been really good. I know we're going to be strong. We're going to be rested, but we'll see what happens on game day.
How much is your pregame run-up routine in terms of walkthroughs, practices? How much different is it going to be this year than it was when you were here, as a coordinator? Are you guys going to have the same kind of schedule, or are you going to do things differently?
Yeah, there's a million ways to do things, and people do them all different ways and win all kinds of different ways. It's a little bit different approach. It's a little bit tighter. That doesn't mean it's better by any means. Last approach won 34 straight games and 7 straight conference championships. But you have to be yourself. You have to let your own personality on your team. So we'll be a little bit tighter with them and not quite as loose. And that's just how we'll approach it.
How early in the season do you think we'll see a tangible impact from the special teams, new special teams coach, and approach to it?
I hope so. I hope in the first quarter, as much time as we've given towards it. 45-minute walkthroughs on special teams, 20 minutes every day out here, 20-minute meetings. And that's not him, that's me. I've dedicated that time to it. So our offensive, defensive coaches haven't been excited about that because it's time they lose. And none of them have seen this much time, but it was too important to come in here to me to establish special teams. Our players needed to feel a difference, not just by the style, but by the time. And so if we're taking time away from offense and defense, to me, they notice that, and that tells how serious we are about it. That we're not just giving lip service and saying we're going to play really well on special teams. We're going to dedicate our time and our energy towards it and our resources, and we have.
What do you see when you look at special teams now each day? What jumps out at you?
Well, I just think, our guys, I just had a vision that we could play on special teams like we did on offense and defense when we were here before, and our guys would know it the same way, and they would have the same attention towards it, and the techniques being sound, and I think we are now. The same thing we'll see when it really matters, but I think our guys are in a good place.
Is Patrick Hall attending classes while he's
Yes, yeah, Patrick's attending classes. We're still giving him full academic services, still trying to work with him and get him on the same page as the rest of our team. I've said it before, it's a privilege to play here. This is the best football program in America. And if you're put on scholarship here, that's a privilege, and you need to continue to earn that by your actions. All right, thanks guys.